Let's talk about Saddiq Bey. I think this was interesting, and I saw this on Twitter a little bit. But are you concerned with Saddiq Bey trying to do too much on offense?
I'm not, because I think my main takeaway from the preseason is a lot of the things that you see in the preseason, you won't see in the regular season. A lot of the stuff that we saw, whether, like I said earlier, defensive switching, whether you saw Cade being a little bit passive, you saw Jaden Ivey actually, get used to the NBA speed. It's just all of them were trying to do things that they usually don't do in the regular season. I'm not really concerned with Saddiq Bey because I think this is what's going to happen. I think Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey are going to be your number one and number two options.
Yeah.
And I think Saddiq Bey will go into that third option role. Now, do I get frustrated watching Saddiq Bey with the mid-range pull-ups? Absolutely. Do I kind of get frustrated with him just kind of settling for jump shots or forcing it? Absolutely. But you have to understand, he's in his third year. He's not a finished product. Now, is it kind of alarming that, his shot isn't falling? Sure. But I think if he goes back into kind of like that role he had during his rookie season where he's not really asked to do too much, just defend, make his open three-point shots, and kind of let Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham, set up the offense, I think he'll be absolutely fine. I'm not really too worried with Saddiq Bey.
I am. I am actually a little worried about Saddiq Bey, and it bothers me that he's trying to do too much offensively. Like, I'm with you, man. I think if he just went back to being the sniper and being the defensive player, it's so much better for this team. And I have said this for a while now. Like, get back to that. This team is that much better. I don't need him trying to do too much offensively. It becomes frustrating. The offense doesn't work as well. And we saw last year that Saddiq Bey shot himself out of games. Like, when the shot wasn't falling, he wasn't bringing anything else to the team. And I don't want Saddiq Bey. I don't want that version of Saddiq Bey. Like, I want him to be a contributor whether his shot is falling or not, and I don't need him to be the three-level scorer, take things away. Dude, just relocate along the perimeter, hit shots, play defense, let Cade, let Ivy, let those two do the shot creating, you do the shot making, and this team is going to go very, very far. That's why I'm concerned with Saddiq Bey. I just think, even though it is preseason and he's, maybe you want him to get that out of his system, I just think it's concerning because he's getting into bad habits that I think will carry over into the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, like to your point, I mean, I think that I think it was the first play of the Grizzly game, which was really encouraging. So he gets trapped on the 3-point line, just throws it to Isaiah Stewart for the dunk. Like, he's capable of making smart basketball plays. I just think sometimes he gets kind of overwhelmed and feels that he has to do it all by himself. And I think what is going to be really crucial this year for him is to watch a lot of film and try to study where his teammates like to be. Like, you don't have to be the guy getting up 25 shots a night. You just don't. Like, during the preseason, I think he shot 17 times and he had 23 points. It's like you don't need to take 17 shots a game. Like, you have Cade Cunningham, you had Jaden Ivey, you have a whole basketball team around you. We all know that Saddiq Bey is a very good basketball player. It's just getting him to understand that, hey, you have a Cade Cunningham on your team that can get to the basket at will. You had a Jaden Ivey that you just drafted this year that looked really promising in the preseason. He can blow by anybody, and he's going to be really fun in transition to watch this year for the Pistons. So I think I'm going to pump the brakes because it is preseason. But if this is still the case, 50 games into the season, then we can have this discussion.